All right, Coach, it's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and we are at Wintry First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl, and it'll be a great one between our visitors and the Cleveland Browns. The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. Mayfield on play action. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Second and 10. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 75 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at the big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Down, 50, plant. Rip right. Bang, bang. Ready.
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
General West.
You got tight right there. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Off the play fake. Jones. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Myles Garrett just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
60 Pittsburgh.
Jones throwing on 3rd and long. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down now, it's Gordon. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10.
Look at me. Score. 5.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
That throw into the arms of Allen, and he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Here we go. Set. 10-2 soft.
Quick top.
Topper.
Slam. Begin.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back.
Show it.
Pilot. 64. Weak. 5. Shoot.
Now Jones. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Myles Garrett able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
You got 3 down. Check one.
Hey, Sam off.
They run it here with Gordon. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
Come on,
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
Switch.
Hey, orbit.
44th to Mike. You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Jones now operating from the gun. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Christian Kirksey coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal.
Check.
Christian Travis.
Here's Jones throwing on 4th down. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They go play action. Mayfield got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Taywan Taylor, 33 yards. And the Browns have taken the lead.
As more and more up-tempo football creeps into the NFL game, some coaches don't think time of possession matters anymore. I believe we found one of them.
And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
the orb.
Check back, check back.
Hey, high 7. Ready?
He'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 26.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Cut!
Hey, Alpha.
58, come on! 58, come on! Coming to you, coming to you!
Operating from the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Let him know, let him know!
Now Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
You're looking there at a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. He's got the first down inside the 10, and he's hauled away down to the 6-yard line. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good. That is as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. Tremendous execution.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And it's now 21-7. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
1st and 10. At their own 26-yard line.
Down.
The Charger drive about to get going. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
132 fighter.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
I don't think you got it!
Hey, Charlie.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
21, Chargers 7.
The Chargers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
I'm letting you know right now, you better break. Say it.
From the gun, Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Christian Kirksey picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 43-yard line.
Set.
The Browns' drive about to get started. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much.
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Richardson in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. They're going to try and throw. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
180.
Here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
31.
On 1st down, Hunt. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Derwin James, the all-pro safety, is a rookie there to knock it away. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Mayfield off the play fake. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. So on 4th down, out comes the Browns kicker, Austin Seibert. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Seibert's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. Throwing Jones. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Mayfield now. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
On 2nd down now, it's Hunt. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
It's just me and you.
3rd and short yardage. Mayfield. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
I'm on. Hurry! Mike 52.
They'll run on 1st down. Hunt. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
AFC title game, 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to play. A reminder, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. In a bit, the coach is with us per usual as we start to look ahead, Charles, to our potential matchups in this year's Super Bowl.
Break it down, Coach. Break it down.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Throwing Mayfield toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Mayfield looks to throw. Now Mayfield lost the football and picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. Then he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They'll find Taylor. That's complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Taywan Taylor. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Seibert on for the PAT. is now 24.
Makes the score Browns 31, Chargers 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Christian Kirksey able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Demarius Randall. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Here's Mayfield. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
The Charger drive about to get going. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, one more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! On the ready.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
He's checking crash.
Jones to throw on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And now a high kick trying to pin them back. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
52's the mic.
They run again with Hunt. And he'll get this only up to about the 35.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillendow as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. To throw on 2nd and 6, Jones. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Myles Garrett getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now a 20th carry, number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for L.A. And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And, boy, that means this next drive is going to start at the 3-yard line. Offense back out now for 1st and goal after the successful fake. Here's Hunt. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll be 2nd and goal. To throw, Mayfield. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Seibert able to knock this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. 2nd and long. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Greedy Williams, the rookie out of LSU, there to knock it away. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Mayfield. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
The Charger drive about to get going. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over.
It got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 39 yards there, a big one. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Jones now, operating from the gun. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Jones now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, seam 6, seam 6.
58, boys, 58, Mike.
So don't say nothing. Ready.
Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. It's Williams on the catch. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 19-yard line.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Look, squeeze.
Check 30.
On the counter, here's Gordon. It's a first down and more for Gordon. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will shave 1 more off this lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, boys, let's go.
The Browns take
The Browns drive about to get started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 81 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Well, they've been part of the cream of the crop in the AFC all season. It's becoming more and more evident that they're going to get a shot to play for that Super Bowl title.
The momentum has been building, and you mentioned how well they've played throughout the season. It's all come together for them, and they are really laser-focused on being that team to represent in the Super Bowl.
They have been dominant in this one. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and they open the lead up now to 25. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Rock it. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this.
2nd and 2. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Check it out, read.
What's that?
Back two is the mic. Mike's back two.
They'll run again with Hunt. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
You don't want it.
Let's go.
They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, 38 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on.
When you know you've got a home run hitter on your side of the ball, and you know that he can score from anywhere on the field, it usually inspires the rest of the guys to do their jobs even better. That resulted in a lot of great blocks downfield because they knew if they gave him space, he could do exactly what he did, put the ball in the end zone.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35.
37-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
You think you gonna get this? Pistol. You think you gonna get this? Shit!
Now Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watched that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb, and he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Check. 53's Mike. I hope you brought your lunch tonight.
On 1st down, it's Gordon. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down, L.A.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Gordon. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon, and that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Now Jones on 3rd and 2. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And Allen's got it. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
I'm coming after you.
Jones on 3rd down. Hunter Henry brings it in. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Wide, get wide. 6-6, bullet high.
They'll run for it. It's Gordon. And there goes Melvin Gordon. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will get him one closer. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
A run for Nick Chubb, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. The Browns on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Mayfield to throw it. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Chubb with a first down carry as he'll get about 3 out of it. Make it 2nd and 7 coming up. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They run it again with Chubb. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. On the carry, it's Chubb. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, and what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And the AFC champion has been crowned onto the Super Bowl. There cannot be a better feeling than this.
It's almost indescribable. And when we talk to players from the past, a lot of them mention getting to the Super Bowl, winning a conference championship, even before they talk about the Super Bowl itself. All that hard work to get to your goal, incredible.
And that does it for the conference championship. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And for our entire crew, we'll see you 2 weeks at the Super Bowl. This is the NFL.